All right, friends, not to bore you with some of the similar stuff, but we're doing more cleanup slash fence work, and we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. This is our horse of choice today because it's got the loader, which I can use to carry supplies. Also, pull or lift things if I find them to be in my way. I'm chuckling. They keep adding stuff to YouTube or whatever, and it's like you can AI enhance the video, and it's absurd. So we're gonna see what this is because I was curious. I did one a second ago and it was weird, but it said I should reimagine this video. So I bleat. 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 Okay, sure. Yeah, that's an excellent video. Yeah, that reimagines it. A bright yellow balloon drifts past the tractor. A giant rubber duck arrives on the grass. Sure, let's have it do that. It'll take a minute. But anyway, this fence charger we put on has been just hammering away, doing really good. And a viewer had a great idea, which I need to try. I probably won't get that done anymore tonight. But he said, hey, what about those solar panels that somebody sent you in viewer mail? Couldn't you use those and attach them to the battery and keep the battery charged? And that might work. So we're going to try that. I'll try that tomorrow. Because I want to get out there and saw some trees, because as you see, the gauge is way over to the left of the green. Oh, giant rubber duck. Sure, yeah. That's what my short video was about. Absurd. Yeah, nonsense. Too much AI on the internet. But anyway, over here is not as good. If I disconnect that line we're going to go work on, it jumps up to here. So that tells me definitely that's the problem. I'm doing too much stuff off camera here, trying to get your today's video sent out, and that's kind of a multi-step process here. But anywho, I guess another thing that I should say about that is yesterday when I went to do the video thing, I thought we were good to go, and then somebody posted in the comments, said, hey, it's very low quality. And I thought, yeah, all my videos are low quality. And he meant, no, the resolution was super low quality. And so I got to looking, and for whatever reason yesterday, YouTube was not having it. They were not doing any, like, it took forever for it to do high quality, like the HD or the 4K version of the video. Like whenever you put a video on YouTube, it instantly goes on there, but it goes on as like a lower quality to get it up on the internet as fast as possible, I guess. But then it always says processing HD and 4K, and usually it takes like 15 minutes or something at the most. But yesterday it did not. It was like hours and hours later, and it still hadn't done it. And finally, sometime through the night, the 4K version went up. So now if you watch that video and you haven't yet, it'll be in the high resolution, so you can watch it on your TV. But see, here's what I'm talking about. I disconnected that, and the needle went all the way over to the green. So now the fence should be hot all the way around here, but we got to go down to where the creek is, because it is, as we saw in the last one, there were trees down and what have you. So we'll start where we were last night, and then we'll go. I'll probably let them go into that little pen again whilst I'm working in the other thing when I get back through ready to go, because then we'll go down to the place that was underwater, and I don't know how bad that's going to be. I just have a feeling it's going to be terrible, because I know on the other side of the creek we got a tree to cut, but it just looks like it totally wiped out most of everything. So we'll just have to get down there and make it happen. The only thing that's in there right now is the donkeys, and they are pretty good about, they stay in their place. They know their role. They don't wander. They don't try to escape. So anyway, that's the plan. I don't know what's going to happen. It's getting close to night. I should have got started faster, but it was, I don't know. I had like several phone calls in a row there. And then this is my day a week that I work off the farm. And so I'm pretty tired when I get back, but at any rate, we just make do with it. Oh, another bit of house cleaning, a thing that happened today, because people are going to ask. Somebody already asked in the comments. The tractor that I was waiting for at the end of the month, I did not win. It was a 1950 GM diesel, row crop 2-wheel drive with fender tanks. And I went and looked at it. I was going to go do an auction video of it like I always do, but it didn't work out. We had that severe weather and I didn't make it over there. I should have went over the weekend. I just didn't get it done. So you're not going to see any of that stuff, but he had like 4 or 5 Oliver tractors, and I was hoping that this one would sell first so that if I didn't win, I could bid on the others, but it didn't. It flip-flopped, and it was the last thing that sold. And so I didn't win any of them. And some of them went, well, the one that I didn't win, with the buyer's premium, it was 11,000 something, 864. I ran it up to 10,800 and I didn't win. And that was more than I really wanted to give for it, but I don't know, it was close. So I don't know, it's a sad story, but that's how life goes. We'll get something else sometime. But like I said, I would have bought some of the others maybe, but not really, because they also went ridiculous. There was a 1750 that brought way more than it was worth, because it was no beauty queen. It did run good and drive good, so I think you could use it without much effort. But you know, the drawbar was broken, and I don't really remember how the tires were on that one. I think they were good, but older. And then there was a 77 diesel that looked like, on the pictures it looked really decent-ish, but when you saw it in person, the sheet metal was really rough. And it almost looked like it was brush painted, and it was very rusty, and they just painted over it almost, or something like that. And it brought over $2,000. They did get it running. There was a standard 88 gas. They did not get running, but it had a nice paint job on it, and it brought like 4,000 and something, which that surprised me. I thought it would be a couple $1,000 to get it bought. And I guess the deal of the day was a 66 gas. It was kind of like halfway painted on. They did not have it running, and it brought $775, and I did bid on them all. I mean, at first I was the high bidder on all of them for a couple days, but I didn't want to bid on anything in hopes that maybe I'd get that other one. And I probably would have bid higher today if we hadn't had all this storm stuff that we're going to have to clean up and fix. So that's just life. Being a grown-up is no fun, you know. You have to spend the money on stuff you actually need versus stuff you just want. So, oh well. Let's go out and make some more poor decisions and see if we can fix some of our other stuff that's gone wrong. Me, I can't go over there at all. They haven't taken that loose yet, so we just gotta keep open for the best there. Butter the dog. are getting excited, but they aren't coming in here yet. They just got to wait their turn. Whoa, whoa. Now that I've done this, I kind of wish I had put a gate on the other end. I might have to still do that. That would be kind of handy too, I find, with the way that I've done this. Now I have to open 2 gates to go that way, whereas if I had another gate down there, I could potentially have them in here undisturbed, and then you know, just drive down farther and go in. Yeah, I feel for you, buddies, but you ain't getting in here yet. I'll let you in here in a little bit, but not just yet. Not just yet. Really wish that I had gotten started about an hour sooner, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. You can see just from them being in here while I'm taking bales out and stuff, they've got this mowed down way more than that. So sure, I might just turn them in there one day and let them go to it, and we'll just do our hay business out here. And I've still got plenty on hand, so that'll get me some for the summer. I like to keep one out. What I'm saying is I'm kind of ahead of normal. Shoot, I forgot to do something else I was going to do. Normally I would be out of hay by now, and I would have to probably go buy a few here and there for the summertime use. But anyway, remember when I said we should pick this up so we didn't lose it and end up mowing over it? We're not going to follow our own advice. We're not going to do it today either. We're just going to pick it up so it goes to the top. We're going to take these, because I got an idea. It might be a bad idea, but I got an idea. So, taking it with us. They always say you can't take it with you, but it's a lot easier if you do. Baby doll. Can't forget that the saw is in there, so we want to try to keep from jostling that too much, but I guess let's just start at the far end, because it's the worst, and then we'll work our way back. There was one thing that was kind of leaning, but it wasn't down. We're gonna see if we can get that with the chainsaw. If not, I'll have to get that pole saw and make it happen. But it's technically not on the fence right now, but I like to get rid of stuff that even remotely looks like it's about to go on the fence, so we don't have to keep coming back and doing the same thing. When the leaves fall off, I can trim some of that off. My uncle came over today and he said, hey, he said, if you get some of those trees cut down, he said, I could probably come over and help you saw them up. And I thought, hey, that sounds like a pretty good gig. So when I get some of the trees cut down and drug up there to the wood pile, then he can go to town on that, you know. That would help out, because it's kind of overwhelming when you got so much to do and so little time. And it's right now is farming time. Like, as soon as it dries up now, we need to be doing that. But we just got to see. I don't know, it's probably going to be wet for a good while now. That's a giant, what did I just, there we go. Alright, that's a giant wet hole, so let's park right in the mud. Not really. Okay. How's our today's video doing? We just turned it on there like 20 minutes ago. Let's see, first 16 minutes, 220 views. That's pretty good. Yeah. I must have said something in that other video that said something in the other video about the temperature and being where you wasn't quite warm enough for going without a jacket, you know, but whatever. And today's even worse. Like, a while ago, it was windy and it was cold. I mean, and it shouldn't be that way. So, we're going to go farm boss style here, partly because I haven't run this for a while. So, I started it a while ago and got fresh fuel and stuff in it. Where to begin? Well, this happened a while back, this leaner. So, we need to saw it out of there. And then we got that conglomeration of a mess that's all tangled up in the fence. We're going to have to do something about that. But I don't know what to do with you. Will you sit nicely there whilst I do this? I don't know. We'll find out. There's still a piece hanging, but nature can bring that down. We'll carry these up to the wood pile at some point. Now we got to get in this mess. You'll probably fall off. Well, as predicted, you didn't stay put. The shock of that knocked you over, and it'll probably still knock you over here in a second. Let's just get rid of this. You didn't even make it a second, friends. Who do you think you are? It's probably going to be way stretched out. Sure, they still work, but they're not as much fun when they're stretched out. Come on. Can't hardly walk. That plastic post is kind of ruined. Two insulators. I had to do that when I got the Cyclops, if you recall, because it figured out a way to shock through one insulator. Come on, baby doll. Okay, what do we want now? Well, we need to go down in there, and I thought maybe what I would do, now that all the flies and bugs are attacking, I just wonder if we don't want to drive a better post there along the bank, and maybe we'll put 2 wires in it at some point. Probably won't be today. I just brought that for a wad of wire for emergency patching in case we need it. But let's take this with us and we'll see what we find, friends. We'll leave the saw where I put it because it's closer than the tractor, at least, if we have to come back for it. We just need to remember to take it with us when we leave. So stay there, buddy. Don't run away. I don't know that the GoPro does it justice with the color difference, but it's even worse today. You can see where all the mud has been as the moisture has dried off of stuff. Because this was underwater now, and it was flowing pretty good. So, and the water levels dropped a little because now we can see the offending tree, which we'll have to get to from the other side. See, there is a post down in there, but I'm thinking like putting an iron post like here, and then I'm sure this will get knocked over by trees or something, and then I'll regret what I did. But I really need to fix that one down in there, but I can't do it till I get the other side. So I'll have to make 2 trips out here, and it's kind of crap because now it's so wet you can't go across. Sometimes you can go ahead and cross, but not today. All right, that actually went better than expected, and I was able to get that stuck back in there loosely. That's all you want, because when the water gets high, it'll wash that out. But if you don't have a wire across there, the cows will leave. So, you know, if you want them to live here, you got to do stuff. So we're good. This was productive, actually. Now we got to try to get around to the other side, and that could be a struggle, friends, because from where we stop, like, you've been back there before, but I've been working on that, trying to cut a path where you could drive. But right now it'll be so soft we won't be able to drive that far. So it's going to be quite the trek on foot, going back and forth with supplies. So that's fine. All right, we should be good. We just got to take our saw, take our post pounder. We'll come back another day and get our pieces of wood up closer to the wood pile. But yeah. while I sheath my massive tool here. All right, let's go. Well, I guess let's go halfway up and investigate that tree. What we need to do there, if we can reach it and cut it and do any good, or if intervening will actually make it worse. It may well be that we got to come back with something else. Oh, got him right there. Come on, baby. Sitting in the mud. Sure. Oh, friends, the phone's ringing. Gotta answer it. All right, well, I can't do nothing about that right now, short of sawing down this whole thing. So I cut it back quite a bit. We'll deal with it later. It's way off of the fence. I sawed it above my head. I'll bring a pole saw and we'll cut that out of there. But we're good now, all the way on this side. So we got to go around. I just talked to my friend, the auctioneer. He said, I was disappointed. I didn't see your name come up on that 1950 as the winner. And I said, well, I tried. Anyway, I guess it's going to Kentucky. So, whatever. I guess I'll never see it again, but I'll find one someday. All right. I got to thinking, well, several things. One thing I was going to say a minute ago and didn't is the ticks are bad this year. I felt something a minute ago tickling me and I reached down and it was a tick. So that's like the third one I've found on myself in the last couple months. So anytime you're out and about in the outdoors, you better give yourself a thorough checking over because they can cause you all kinds of problems. But I don't know. I can usually feel them. They have a really, when they walk, I don't like that feeling, I guess, and I can pick that up. And that's what I did this last time. I thought there's something making I don't know, crawling around. So anyway, got that taken care of. But I got to thinking, it's about dark. I really am wore out. So let's make the most of our time here. I'm going to take this stuff out of the bucket and I'm going to haul this pile of crap away because I got the two gates open. I can get rid of this, close the gates up, be ready tomorrow morning. Buddy the dog. I can let the cows in there and they can play all day in that little pen if they want when I go through with the tractor to get down to where we're going. And I don't have to try to corral them up here in just a few minutes. I don't want to do that because that's chaos. It's better to let them be in there for a half an hour so they get their fill of it. And then they're, you know, then they're content and what have you. Let's just lay this back in there. We'll go from one surface to another. Oh, what happened to that other post, you ask? It's self-ejected here in the driveway somewhere. I need to pick it up so we don't run it through a tire. Because we're already going to be putting on a $345 truck tire. We don't need to do another one. I don't even know why that fell out because I didn't really, this isn't even rough here. It started hopping and fell out. I also need to, before we get dark, I'll do that when I park this. I'll take this tractor back up there and swap. I want to get that other loader tractor and have it positioned next to the house so that it's ready to go tomorrow morning when they come to do that electric. I have waited long enough, friends. I want that over with. Isn't that right, Buddy the dog? What do you think, pal? Yeah. You just keep doing what you're doing there. All right. Pile of sticks. Are you in it yet? I don't know. If we do this right, we can do it in one trip. That would be much more better. You're in the bush, huh? Sure. I think this will ride. We'll get rid of this. Call it a night, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow to just keep up the sadness, you know? Just keep it on rolling. But little progress makes big progress finally, you know? Just got to keep doing a little at a time. Got to see where we're driving to. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Will we fit? I hope. If it fits, it ships. Oh, we lost an insulator out of my pocket. Is that an insulator in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Can it be both? Sure. I see a thorn stuck in that tire. I hope it doesn't go flat. Oh well. We've dealt with it before. I don't know why I shut it off. I mean, sure. We got to pick up that deal that fell out of my pocket, because them insulators aren't cheap. I don't want to have to keep buying more. I took a few of them along because I needed one. I know where I need one. Maybe we'll fix that here in a minute. We can get to it after we close these gates. But down at that far end where we built that new fence, there's a post that needs attention. We need to finish this. We've never finished we've never finished the other end with the wood, and we've never finished the electric on top. We need to do stuff like that. But finding the time, friends, finding the time. I guess let's go fix that whilst this is off. I mean, it's all off, but we can hook this back up too. Because I want to see if what we did made a difference when we're done. Any sort of small difference. It might not, because it's still bad on that other side, but you would think if you took a little bit of stuff off that it would get a little bit better, but maybe not. I had too much of a one-track mind. I should have tried to saw that out of there whilst I was down here, but we can do that later. We're gonna have to do a lot of work there from stuff that blew over. That actually all blew over like in that last storm, or at least the one on the ground did. Now that leaner might have been there earlier, but hey. Starting to get wet. I looked and looked the other day, and I cannot find where that insulator would have flipped to that is gone. Because usually that's what happens, is a deer more than likely did this, and then it would go slingshotting one direction or the other, but no such luck. That's about as good as we can hope for now. We need to get more iron posts and put it the right way, but we just recycled what we had, you see. We tried to get this done in a hurry last fall, and we accomplished that task, but we never got it totally finished. Now that's new. That wasn't on there just when I checked it yesterday, I don't think. We got to do some limb trimming and get that pulled back. I don't want any limbs hanging over this fence. Otherwise, that's just going to be problems. We'll add it to our list of things to do when we got nothing else to do, right? Sure. We need to hook up that sprayer. I've said that about 15 times. Hook that up to the 500 and spray all the fence lines to keep that nice. Lots of stuff to do. Come on. Ooh, ruts. There's that magnificent beast, Buddy the dog, basking in the sunshine. Sure. Get it in gear, Buddy the dog. I'm gonna leave you behind. I have to say, the cows are taking this very well, actually. They're not sitting there constantly mooing at me every time I walk by, because their life is ruined, you know. Now I say that, now one moves, but I'm gonna hook this back up for a second, and we're gonna see if it made any difference, what we did. I mean, I'd like to see a little bit of improvement. We took a lot of stuff off the fence. I'm betting it's probably not, though, because our luck doesn't work that way. Well, if there was, it's ever so slight, but it's not like it was. So with that unhooked, now I got to unhook it again so I can get that tractor out of here, because that's what I came down here for. Get that out, have it sitting there ready to go, and then we can do the thing, friends. In other words, fix the electric. Hopefully tomorrow when I get back home at 8:30, there will be an electric truck sitting here ready to do the stuff that I want. What have I got here? I don't know that I really need a chain, but we'll leave it in there. Good. It's cold today, friends. It's cold. Feels like a cold fall day. Gotta park it so it doesn't roll away. I don't know where that's gonna be yet. See, we're on an incline here. $5.50 of sadness, sure. I actually bought a couple parts for it at the King Rule store the other night, so bought a couple nice battery cables for it. We can put those on, make them. We need to work on this sad sack too. Poor cows, they hear this thing and they think something's happening too. I hate to do that to them, but it's not what's happening right now. All right, I'm gonna leave it sit here. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because it's in the yard. And hopefully then if the truck's blocking there, all I gotta do is just, I would have put it up in position, like closer, but if something happens during the night and the line falls down, it'll burn this up, and I don't really want that. I guess maybe I should. Then I wouldn't have to fix that hydropower, you know? What do you think, BTD, huh? What do you think? You've been out there having your own adventures while we're doing stuff. So sure. Sure. Got our ladder here still. Still here from the last time we fixed this. Oh, friends, it's the next day. I did film some this morning, but I probably won't use it because the power company and I did not see eye to eye. I was very frustrated, mainly because of miscommunication, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get that taken care of. And that's what it is. But I came down here to the other side to fix this fence, and the flood actually kind of helped me out a little bit. All over there on the opposite side, I don't know if you remember from when we've been around before, but I had like wood cut up in pieces and just needed to come down and pick it up. And that flooding has washed it all the way across until it hit these trees, and it's kind of like piled it up in groups. So now I can come down here and pick it up and saw it the rest of the way. I mean, it's unbelievable what it has done. I mean, but it washed everything from the opposite side. Like even big up there farther, there was a pretty good sized log that it washed from over there all the way across, because this is all underwater. I mean, yeah, it was underwater pretty good there for a while. I don't know if it was under long enough, though, that you could see a mark. I want to say it was about till here, at least. So, you know, that's probably about 3 foot at least, 2.5. I don't know. The camera probably makes it distorted, but it has washed stuff absolutely everywhere that it wasn't. So that's going to be today's thing, is getting this all sorted. So I'm going to go to the other side of the creek and work on that. I got an electrician guy coming to help me, so I got to wait. Hopefully he will call here shortly and we can get that taken care of, and I can get the power turned back on, because the power's not on now until I have somebody make a connection for me. So anyway, I'm going to work on this and I'll bring you back later. All right, so I've been all the way around walking, clearing the fence, and I have to say, the old storm did me a favor on some of it. It cleaned a path through there right next to the fence, and it washed it out where it's either out here against the trees or it washed it all the way over there. So I've been trying to work to make a drivable path through there, and it did a pretty good job, except for right here where sadness happened. It's obviously broken out a big part of a tree, and then the water was washing it, and then it just piled up almost like a beaver dam. I mean, the water washed it into a tight formation here. So I'll have to saw this off. Here's what's left of my fence, but I can do that no problem and get this pulled out of there. But basically there is a pretty good path right next to the fence through there, and the ground is clear. So if I come out here and spray the fence, we're gonna have something, I think. This tree, I think, is dead. I could probably also cut it. So if I get rid of that stump, then I got a pretty good path. You know, that's the kind of stuff I've been working on for years, trying to get this where I could drive a little tractor through here with a sprayer, spray the fence, drive it through with a bush hog. I've got a 3-point little bush hog, and that would be perfect for this. You know, navigate through the trails and just cut the path so I could get to the fence easy. But no, I mean, if anything, with all the bad crap that's come out of this, it did do me one thing, and that was it helped clear a lot of the little stuff and brush away, like all these limbs and things. For the most part, it washed them far enough away that I don't have to fool with it. But there's still a lot of work to do. I've just been going around taking inventory of what I need to bring with me on the second trip down here, because I don't have enough on the tractor with me. But yeah, so I think it's gonna go, friends. You know, this part's kind of a mess, but just depends on how the water flowed. But it was quite underwater right here. So again, I would say on the tree, it probably in that neighborhood, it's hard to see the lines, and it wasn't really underwater enough to leave a really good high water mark that you could see on the camera, but you can tell. And I know from looking out here how deep it would have to be for it to get all the way over there where it was. So again, I've left my tractor way far behind, but I don't know. We're making progress here. I guess I shouldn't put it on that side of the fence, because if water comes out again, it's going to wash it into it. But I don't know. I'm about sick of this, you know, fixing stuff that nature tore up. So, but we're in better shape than I thought in a lot of the places, but it's still going to be a bit of work. There's places where it piled up pretty good washes of all kinds of, like this, you know, and except you can tell like a foot deep in places, and that's not going to be fun to get that cleared out. But I don't know. Like I said, it could be worse. Here's about where we left off. We need to come with the saw and clean out some of the fence. I never got this far, I guess, when we did it. I don't know why. It's like I skipped a section, but whatever. That's a task for another day. Right now we're just trying to get this fence put up. They're not in here right now, so that's okay. If I get them, I'd like to get this cleaned out where I could at least put electric in this wire. But this is the most labor-intensive section of fence, and you'd have to patrol it about every day to keep it clear. That's why I like to go through and cut any limb or anything that looks like it could potentially get near the fence, so that you don't have to come every single day and do it, you know. But whatever. It's just a overwhelming thing when everything at once is wrong. You know, dealing with the electric problem would be one thing on its own, but when you couple that with everything being destroyed and roof tore off of stuff, and I don't know, it just mounts up to a lot of frustration. Look, there it washed a huge rotten log up against everything, and the only thing that stopped it was my post. So that actually might be super helpful, because I think this is where those calves were jumping over the fence. So they might not do that with that there. This panel, it was holding back all the pressure that it could. We're going to have to do something with that. And then this section is the next section of electric. The electric comes from that way down this way. It's got a few things wrong here, I see. Ouch. Oh, it's working. Yeah, I forgot. This section, the electric should be flowing through it. So, friends, I just got a tickle, so I know that it's working. So that's handy. That's handy. It's not nearly as bad as the Cyclops is, but it should be enough to get their attention, because they can kind of sense that electric is in it. And then I'm hoping that they remember that the Cyclops is unpleasant, so they just won't even try it. But, you know, look at all this stuff that it washed. That's heavy too. I don't know that I can. Huh. It ramrodded that one up against there. I'll have to saw that, because it can't, if it touches the fence, it'll arc it out. But that's still in the ground. Jeez. What a mess. Anyway, there's no reason to just sit here and watch me move sticks. So I will bring you back someday when there's something more interesting. Well, buddy the dog, we finally got our electric to the house the correct way. That became an ordeal, which I agree with. I don't think he left the old piece, but in that process of the storm, it did arc out one of the legs, and so the insulation was bubbled up on it and stuff, and so I had the electrician fix that, which I had no choice, because they wouldn't turn my power back on until I had that done, which was frustrating to me. But at the same rate, I agree it needed to be fixed. It's just we didn't have our same communication, you know. I wasn't ready for that. That's not what I thought was going to happen today, but that's fine. It worked out, and it was only, the power was only shut off for maybe 5-6 hours. I don't know. But I got one more thing I want to do before we end this video. So we're going to go back down to check on the, yes, donkeys, we're going to go back down to, to check on that temporary fence charger, and then we're going to try something. So let me get walked down here, and then we'll do that thing. Okay, I disconnected a good chunk of that fence that was in the woods, and I wanted to see, and it did. That made the fence charger go back up all the way to the green. So when we get that end repaired, then we should be good there. But I want to try the viewer's idea and see if I can, like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know that this is probably not really made for this, like what I'm doing here, but let's see here. I don't know. It's not going to do us much good tonight, probably, but we'll put that on there. That's probably not the right application for that, but can it hurt? I don't know. We'll find out. But I am impressed now so far with the little battery fencer. I mean, time will tell, I guess, to see. I think tomorrow I'll try to just be here all day, and then I will turn them loose and see. Well, I guess before I turn them loose, I need to really finish what I was fixing, or I can be working on that while they're out there. But I'll turn them loose while I'm here and see if that really, if they will respect that fence, since it's not nearly as hot as the other one. But as long as they will do the thing there where they're not going to run off, then we're in good shape, and I can take my leisurely time to get all of this changed the way I want to and get the electric strung back up there. So, which will probably entail me putting another pole up, because I don't know, one of the guys seemed to think that that was too long of a span, which is fine. I don't really want another pole, but I like the idea of, it'll give some more cushion in the system so it won't keep ripping stuff down, you know. If a tree does fall on part of it, it will give at that pole and rip it off the pole probably. There goes Buddy the dog chasing a rabbit. Instead of keep ripping it out of the house, because I'm about over that. That's twice in this same year, and it never has done that before. But I think a lot of that started when, I don't remember if it was last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago now? They replaced the meter pole because it was old. And the new poles they use are probably, I bet that's 4 foot higher maybe, which is awesome because that gives you more underneath clearance, you know. But what that did was it stretched all my wiring a lot shorter, because it was set up for the lower, and then it had some sway in it so that there was a little bit of give. Well, now there wasn't that much, and that's why it keeps ripping that out of stuff. So we're going to fix that, and we're going to make that tree go away, and probably both of those, at least one of them. I don't know. I like the idea of being able to have a little shade if you're out there working, but at the same rate, I'm over having to pay to fix stuff, because this electrical stuff is just not cheap. I mean, that's just the way it is. All the components are expensive, and the downtime, the hassle, it's just, I would rather not have that. So we're going to make it more better, and hopefully that will satisfy the donkeys, and then they will quit making a scene, and then hopefully our lives will dramatically improve. So that's where we're going to leave this one. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? well then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.